FlosstTube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, January 1st of 2024. Happy New Year! Woo! All the enthusiasm you're getting out of me.
Excuse me. That's more enthusiasm than I got. Actually, this. Ow.
The little cheapy headbands from the drugstore. We hope you all had a wonderful week after Christmas. We had a good week. No, we didn't. Someone was not feeling it.
You had a good okay week. I took 3 days of vacation off and spent all 3 of those days sick. On Friday, I actually had to cave and go to the doctor. Turns out that everybody in this area has a sore throat, including me. I mean, it was so bad I couldn't sleep. So I had to give him medication. It's going away now, but it's like, ugh. But because of my allergies, I never know whether I'm sick or it's my allergies until 3 days of suffering.
No, this is true. But you're on the mend.
Yeah.
And you're feeling better.
Yeah. Just I didn't do much of anything for those days.
No. Well, we did go to Amish country on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Which was fun. We had fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun.
I would have more fun if I didn't feel like crap.
Well, yeah. And hopefully you guys all celebrated the New Year safely, and however made you happy. You know what made me happy? Stitching and Zooming with my friends. It's like a tradition. It's the New Year tradition now.
The only reason why I stayed up was because it's like, okay, I got to about 11:15. I'm like, might as well just stay up for the rest of it. I'm sitting there watching Crunchyroll. Anime streaming service.
So I was watching Anderson and Andy on CNN. Oh my god, they're a hoot. It's so funny watching them on New Year's Eve because, like, you see some of the straight-laced reporters just acting crazy, and it's like, wow, you do know how to let loose. So, and of course the ball dropped, and then we went to bed. Mm-hmm. Had lunch with Mom and Dad today.
Yeah, it was good food.
Mm-hmm. And we're here now to film our very first FlosstTube of 2024. Yay! Thank you all who were part of 2023 FlosstTube. We appreciate you all.
And all the other years before that, too.
And all
if you've been around here
that
long. Yes, we've actually been here for a while. What is this number up to?
I think we're at like 5 or 6 years. I don't know. I'd have to look. I'll look for next time.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we have 2 videos worth of shout-outs. So we'll start with shout-outs for our Christmas video.
Andrea, Junebug, Angie, Teresa, Tamara.
And our whip parade, which excited folks.
Cool. Andrea, Teresa, Glenna, Lynn, Angie, Juanita, Janet, and Tamara.
Yes, everyone was so excited for it.
Thank you
We
for
love
watching.
whip parades on FlosstTube. We love the whip parades.
You want to know the only reason why I'm like meh about them?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be hard to guess.
Well, you don't have a lot of whips.
Exactly. I'm not a lot of whip stitcher. I've actually come to this realization, like, I'm going to have one large and one small project. That's it.
That's okay.
And the only reason I'm doing that is I want to do a big one, but I need a little one in order to hold me over when I can't do the big one.
Yeah. Well, let's get started. So, funny story. We'll get to the funny story in a minute. Let's get started on whips.
Okay. I decided to do...
I don't know what I'm doing today.
I actually decided to do something funny. One, I wouldn't say it's UFO'd, but I backburnered Zelda map. Too much confetti for my liking. It just is. I mean, it's probably a skill issue. I just don't have fun doing things that complicated. If that means I like things on easy mode, then I like things on easy mode.
Well, everybody likes their stitching a little bit different. Some people love that kind of complicated stuff. I don't particularly enjoy it.
And again, I remember last year, I forget who I was talking to. Sorry, getting squirreled out, I don't care.
We're very squirrely.
They were talking, and they were like, yeah, I stitched to calm down. Like, I can't do that. Like, what? I can't stitch stressed. I can't stitch when I'm not feeling good. If I'm not in a good place, if my brain isn't choo-choo like it's supposed to, and I'm not really tired, that's when I can stitch. If I'm tired, if I'm stressed, if I'm anything like that, I can't stitch because I'll make mistakes because of my ADHD.
Yeah. And some people are like that.
I found that the less county ones are better. Or the monochromatics. Either way.
Yeah.
This one here is just stupidly easy.
This one's really easy. Well, it's color blocks. So.
It is Ruby by Carolyn Manning.
It's part of the Shooting Star collection, which is based on the Shooting Star quilts.
And I'm doing this big old boy right here.
He's doing the top one. So you get the top one and these 4 little ones. I think you'll get to the 4 little ones eventually.
No.
Okay, then I will. And that's where you got to last night and today.
Yeah.
It's a good,
I also don't stitch that fast.
No. No. But it is a little bit earlier in the day than we filmed, so you may stitch a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm not stitching for the rest of the day.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably do some tomorrow, though.
Okay.
No, I was actually going to say I was going to tell them a funny story.
Okay. Oh, tell them
Yesterday,
the squirrel story.
I decided to go, okay, honey, can you, she was upstairs getting flossed for something else, which gave me the idea of, okay, I want to start the Ruby one, so I really wanted to start that one.
Yeah.
Do you have 16 count Ada that's big enough?
I did.
She's like, okay, yeah, so she's up there, and I come up there, and she's like, I'm checking for the flosses, here's my stash. I was like, okay, and I sat down, and she's like, huh? And I was like, I'm going to sit here and look through every single piece you have on stash. I already checked what she had in inventory.
Right, you checked the shop inventory, and then you were like, well, let's get stuff to start off the first page with, and I knew one of the colors you needed for that first page I didn't have in shop inventory. So I pulled it out of stash, and then you decided to go stash diving for the rest of the colors.
I got all but 2, and those were also ones she didn't have in stock either, so I wound up not touching her stock at all. And then, while I'm doing that, she decided to...
I kitted up a couple of ornaments that I'm going to be stitching, which we'll talk about when we get to plans, what's going on with that, but... So the Squirrel Express was on it yesterday.
But yeah, I actually went through, compared a list of inventory of what she had to what I needed. Then I did that and looked for what she had in here and got what I needed. And then a beautiful... my local LNS decided to order the flosses for me as soon as she can.
Yes, I will get to that. Because I got to order a floss for one of my projects that I started today. My project that I started today. So
hey, the bus is leaving. If you need any solvents or any patterns she sells, now would be a great time to do it, people.
Yes. Well, I spent Christmas week working on one project. So when we last talked about plans and whips, I was in Christmas ornament mode still. Really wasn't sure I would get my Christmas ornaments finished, but I did. And let me tell you, was I still working on this on Christmas Day? I don't remember exactly when I finished this, but it was like the last day I was working on this, I was about ready to rip my hair out. There's a lot more stitches on this than I anticipated. You are seeing where it started. And this is what it looks like finished. It is called In Support of Ukraine. It was a freebie from Claudia Cross Stitch in 2022. Yes, it is all full coverage. This was 3,295 stitches to finish.
Did you do all that once?
Yeah.
You want monogamous on us again? I
went monogamous on you for that many stitches. I was, whoo boy though. Let me tell you. I did the dark blue pattern and then filled in the light blue. And I got done with that dark blue and I'm like, I should have done this on a fabric where I wouldn't have had to do the light blue fill in. But it is what it is. It got done. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good.
It will be finished.
Hey, honey, when you make something pretty, just be glad you made it pretty and be done with it.
I certainly will. And then, so you remember how last time we talked about my ornaments? I was like, I have 2 ornaments left to do. I'm a big fat liar. While I was in the process, while I was doing all of this, I was planning out my ornaments for 2024. Went up to my drawer of kitted up stuff to look at the mill hills I have that I want to stitch. And found one of the ornament issues with a started ornament and the flosses in it. So I had one more ornament. So I ended up with another ornament. It is called Give Joy. It is from, it was designed by Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't remember what year of the just Cross Stitch magazine it was in. I really don't. My apologies. You should be seeing a preview of what it looks like, and this is it finished. I did this on 25 count. It's kind of big, but I kind of like it. I did 865 stitches on it. I basically had the outline and the snowflakes on the outside. That was it. And finally, the one that I thought was actually going to be a lot more involved than it ended up being. This was a freebie from Hands On Design on their own via her website, called Berries in Bloom. And she put that out in 2020. And this is the finish. I chose to simplify this a little bit. She had each one of the leaves in the clusters a different green, and each one of the berries in the clusters a different red. I chose variegated and went with that. I did this on, it's 14 count aquamarine. I don't know why I decided to do it on this aquamarine, but I'm glad I did because I really like the way it looks. So that left me with, I think, 3 or 4 days, like 3.5 days left of 2023 to still stitch. And I thought, well, what can I do? As some of you commented, I had a lot of stuff that was really close to being finished. So you foresaw I would have a lot of finishes in 2024. One of those things that I knew was really close and was going to finish in 2024, I was really bummed out, if you remember from the Wood Parade, I was really bummed out I didn't finish it in 2023. So I said to myself, self, and I knew it was me because I recognized my voice. Laugh if you get the joke. Laugh if you get the joke.
Hey, honey, I love you. I hate to break it to you, but all 5 of the voices you hear that sound like you are different voices.
Wait, there's only 5?
Yeah, well, the problem is the other 4 are theatric troops, so they keep changing their voices on you. You would have a group of bards in your head.
I probably would. I decided to take Belle out and finish her. I was
like, please tell me you took her on a good, nice, long date before you did that to her.
The girlfriend and I have been together since 2019.
Oh, so it took you that long to finish her? Poor girl.
I'm pretty sure I started her on my birthday in 2019.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. And I finished her.
Hearing warning. That we got enthusiasm because I've been waiting for this to get done.
I have been waiting for this day.
Because I know how much you wanted to get this done.
I just basically had to finish the back stitching yellow on her skirt and then all this beading that from basically. It ended up totaling 429 stitches. Let us look at these beautiful beads. These are so she is finished. I did end up finishing her in 2023. That's fantastic. And Beth Ann and Angie were on Zoom with me when I finished her on Friday afternoon, and I was like, yay! And we all got excited.
And and then I want a little nuts.
Yes. And yes, I could probably cut off a good chunk of her bottom for a ornament. I'll probably do that. I have this exceedingly weird habit a lot of starting center top. I've started this. I'm sometimes a center starter, but occasionally I will just not cut my fabric down to the right size lengthwise, and I will start center top and then just kind of work on it, and I have this chunk on the bottom.
You know, it'd be very fitting.
What?
If you got a bell ornament or two.
Oh, well, yeah. I still had more time left in 2023. And I thought, well, I know I've got at least 2 other projects that are super close to a finish that could be finished by the end of 2023. So I decided to go with Soda Stitch's Beauty and the Beast. And I took that out. And I finished it. This was 1,185 stitches. What I finished was this side, basically.
Can I say something funny?
What?
Listening to you ladies talk about Cogsworth was hysterical.
Oh, I was stitching on Cogsworth yesterday on Zoom, and we were talking about Cogsworth and how fun he was. Yes, we were talking. We were enjoying Cogsworth and Lumiere and the whole Beauty and the Beast thing. I inherited this from Angie. She had most of the center already done. Cross-stitched when I inherited it. So I just finished it. And it is beautiful. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing.
How do you know there are 2 cross-stitchers that live in this house?
Just randomly find bags of floss.
Yeah, and it's ECRU.
Ecru.
I couldn't remember how to pronounce that.
That's okay. And that was 2023 in stitches for Laura. Because of the squirrel train that was yesterday in this house, I didn't get Beauty and the Beast done until in the evening. And by the time I got it done, I think it was like 8:30ish. I just crocheted the rest of the night.
Sorry?
No, it's not your fault. I just figured I would crochet for the rest of the night rather than start my New Year, New Start or anything like that. So, that's my whips. Very productive end of 2023. And most of that was in this week. The week between Christmas and New Year's, because that Ukrainian ornament took forever. So let's talk plans. We'll start with Daily 30 because we did Friday get a new... What?
Hi, I'm chopped liver.
What?
So we usually did my stuff than your stuff.
Well, why don't we do your plans, because I need to walk over to the table and find my other notebook. So tell your plans.
Oh, I'm going to see. I'm trying to figure out. Comment below if you can help me out with this, actually, because I'm trying to figure this out. I'm starting up here, and I'm trying to decide, because these are all diamonds. Should I try to go, like, zigzagging down, zigzagging across the top, or just go like that? Diagonally across. I'm kind of debating which way to do it. So, if any of you have a good idea, let me know, because I'm currently at the figuring it out stage.
Y'all just missed me almost falling. That was what that whoa was.
Please don't.
Totally almost fell.
Did we do haul before plans?
We did not, but we'll do haul after plans.
No, I was asking the order about.
Normally we do haul then plans, but I decided to change it up today.
Okay.
Okay, handy dandy whip list. Let's talk Daily 30 prompts.
Okay.
Friday's release of prompts for the new year was the Great British Bake Off. They were about the Great British Bake Off. So the first prompt is to stitch on something that was released in 3 parts or has 3 distinct parts to it. We were a little confused whether it meant only 3 parts or more, or it could be more than 3 parts. It's a 100-200 week. I'm offering up alternative stitches.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and I don't want to insult whoever did that, but and this is me going way into left field for cross stitchers. I watch. I don't really play it, but I like watching stuff about Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game. And anytime you have ultra specific conditions, like comes in 3 parts, a lot of people have trouble with that because if it's ultra specific, it's hard to do.
Well, and that is true, but that's okay because the weeklies we can do alternative stitches, or if you earned a free pass, you can use your free pass.
I know.
I did start today Autumn at Hockern Hollow. This is my New Year, New Start. Unlike my friend Tiffany, who is starting, I think, Spring at Hockern Hollow, I will not be finishing a block month. My friend Tiffany has done Hockern Hollow the last 2 years, and she does a block a month, and I love her and adore her for doing that and wish I was that ambitious. I am not. But I'm going to work on Autumn at Hockern Hollow.
Okay.
So that's what I kind of offered up for my alternatives. Stitch on a project where you have made big changes to it.
That's a Sal, so I'm assuming you don't want to do that one.
Which one?
Oh, the Beauty and Beast one where you removed half the called for stitches because it was a pain in the butt.
I mean, in all truth, honest, if we want to go there, Fall on the Farm, I definitely am not doing it in called fors. Stand Tall, I'm not doing it in called fors. Celtic Valentine, I'm not doing it in called for. Greyhound Year, I'm not doing it in called fors. There's a lot on here that I'm not doing it in called fors. I would say probably the one that I've made the biggest changes to is Shores of Hockern Hollow, because
there you go.
I took it from being one big picture to being individual blocks. I'm not
Shores
doing...
works.
Yep. The project you have made the least changes to would be Victorian Way, Oh Feathers, The Pirate, the Reindeer, Christmas in Blue, Calla Lily Bride, The Stamped Heart, Arctic Blast. It's not true. Or it's true.
No, there's no reason why I want to stitch a very similar project at the same time with my wife. By the way, anytime that's up, I'm finding a way of using it so we stitch together.
Okay. I do like using Arctic Blast. Stitch on a whip with items not normally seen in cross stitch. My offering for this is Greyhound Year. I could probably go with Words of Praise.
No.
But there is religious, but you're not seeing it as much anymore.
Oh no, what I was going to go is its letters, in a fun way. How many letters and words in a fun orientation projects are there out there? Oh, by the way, I was going to say Greyhound Year.
I was going with Greyhound Year, because there are Greyhound cross stitches, but not as much as like other types of dogs. I can also do this for the A acrostic. I can do this for the Y acrostic. Sorry. And then the final one is Whip of Choice and discuss your plans, some stitchy plans for the new year.
Arctic Blast.
Okay, I was going to say one of these will fit into that, so...
If you're wondering how much I liked Arctic Blast, I got the red version of it. Seriously.
Right.
The only reason why I'm not doing Arctic Blast is because I felt like that would be weird.
Yes. Stitch for one of the A's. Actually, this could go for another A if I feel like doing that too. So, the monthlies this year are going to be interesting. We've already made people's heads explode.
What?
They're sticking with the acrostics, however, they're getting a little interesting this year. The monthly for January is January 1st, as in the number 1.
ST.
First. Which means you do the acrostic for that number 1 as the number 1.
That just doesn't seem like a good idea because not a lot of titles have numbers in them.
Well, it can be title, designer, element in the design. So, like if you have if you're doing something and it has a clock on it, that would work. You can get.
So you can do O feathers because it's one bird?
Yes. You could do O feathers because it's one bird. I could do Arctic Blast because it is my first Carolyn Manning. Or Shores of Hawk Run Hollow because it was my first Hawk Run Hollow. My Stamped Heart Succulents because it was my first Stamped cross stitch kit. Stuff like that. And then we're going to talk about, where did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Then we're going to talk about my plans for the ornament along because I am not doing the bookworm yearly thing in Daily 30. It's a great idea. There's a list of classical books. You tie your chosen whips into the books for so many stitches. It is a great yearly. I just didn't want to do the yearly this year. I did it last year. And I was thinking I want to do ornaments this year. How can I fit ornaments in? Well, they do what's called an ornament along every month. So you have the whole month to finish. They can already been started, but to finish up an ornament or smalls that's under 100 by 100 stitches. You have 4 different categories. You have winter, fall, which each month has a different little theme that goes with it. Christmas, winter. Halloween, fall, same thing. Different theme that relates to Halloween. Smalls, the smalls have a monthly theme, like January's is winter themed. Easy enough. And then a magazine, a freebie, or a gift. That's the 4th one. All of them have to be under 100 by 100 stitches. I have plenty of, obviously because I'm doing ornaments, I have plenty of winter Christmas ones that fit in the categories. I have a fair amount of magazines and freebie stuff because most of my ornaments come from magazines or are freebies. So I thought, I will do at least those 2. I could do the 3rd one for this month, the winter one for this month with the smalls because I do have technically more ornaments, smalls, than I need for both of those categories for the year. If I have time. So the January winter Christmas one is not your average Christmas. And I am doing, it is called Simple Joys out of the 2023 ornament collection. It's booked with some tea.
I thought it was hot cocoa.
Okay, it can be hot cocoa. I don't really care. It's a hot drink.
What you need when it's cold out.
Yep. So I'm doing that one. And then for so what I did was, I laid all of them out. I picked out the ones that went into the categories for winter, Christmas. And then just chucked a list down for the magazine freebies one. My magazine freebie one is this one here. It is done on perforated paper. Yes, I'm doing it on perforated paper. It is called Time for Christmas. This is what I kitted up yesterday. When Joe was looking for his flosses. So I have them kitted up. I have them ready to go. My plan is to work on those on like the weekends, like I did with the yearly last year. It's my plan for it. So that is plans for this week. There's a lot of plans because it's the first of the year, it's the first of the month, so there's a lot. Let's do haul.
I ain't anything.
You don't have any haul. I got haul. Let me start with this haul. This wonderful husband of mine. So back in November, no, it was early December. I don't know. It's sometime between Thanksgiving and my doctor's appointment, mid-December. I kind of made a grumpy butt about how the wife of the house, the mother of the house, usually never gets a stocking because she does everything for everybody. And how I really wanted a stocking. And Joe said, okay, we'll do something. I went to the doctor on December 12th, and I've told a few people this. There are people that I've told most of my friends this. I went to the doctor on December 12th. I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. This is not a surprise. And before somebody snarks about my weight, that's not why. My grandfather was type 2 diabetic. My dad is a type 2 diabetic. My brother is a type 2 diabetic. It's genetics. I have polycystic ovary syndrome. It was bound to happen. We knew it was going to happen. I went to the doctor a couple years ago trying to get help. She did not want to help me, so I found a doctor that would. He has put me on Ozempic, which has been a little bit of a roller coaster. It's not too bad. It's not super, super bad yet. I know when they start upping my dose, it may get worse, but for right now, we're doing good. And they may not need to up my dose.
I was going to say, it's working at the dose you're at.
Because I am testing my blood sugar daily, and with the exception of when I eat a bowl of spaghetti for dinner, I'm not doing too bad.
We found the problem.
We found the problem. My love of pasta. Shocker. I know. Anyways, all that said, wonderful husband was like, I don't know what to do with stocking stuffers now because you can't have candy, and I was just going to get candy. So we went to the dollar store, and he trolled the dollar store, and he found me this really nice 30-ounce coffee mug. This sucker is huge. Like, what does it say on it? Oh, it's got some saying about...
Come talk to me about my coffee mug.
Talk to me about my coffee mug. He got me some really cute fabric napkins, because I'm into fabric napkins.
You're cloth free, period.
I am. And a little picture frame for FFOing something. He also got me this. It is magnetic. I don't have anything magnetic. It's magnetic. To put on my wrist so I don't lose my needles.
And that is actually a serious magnet too.
Yeah. So, I thought it was really cute. It goes on my wrist. It's a little Velcro thing. I mean, he found it in the tool stuff for, cars and...
No, I found it in the $5 Christmas idea.
Oh.
I didn't realize, or I would have gotten you more, that they were on sale.
I think it's fantastic, guys. I will report back to how well it works. I think it's going to work really well.
Well, you know what? It's a great needle minder, and also, if I'm not mistaken, it should hold your little scissors.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking this is going to be fabulous, especially when I'm out and about stitching, because it'll hold my scissors.
Also, it's something to check the ground with when you drop.
This is true. I just think he did a fabulous job getting me non-candy. I can still eat candy. I have to do everything in moderation, and I do not eat as much as I used to, which overall is a good thing. Like, on days like today, though, when we had a pretty sizable meal, it was a little bit of a bummer because I didn't get to eat everything I wanted to. We went out to dinner Saturday night, and I got a sandwich with some sweet potato fries, and I only ate about half of everything. And I'm not complaining because I got to bring my food home, and my Reuben sandwich was just as good cold yesterday afternoon for lunch as it was hot. But, a Reuben sandwich is so good warm. It is what it is. The creme de la creme when it comes to Christmas presents, however, is this lovely
Tell them the story behind me getting this one.
I saw this. So, Textured Treasures, they're Canadian. She does canvas embroidery type projects. Was supposed to have a class at one of the EGA regionals this year in 2024. EGA canceled it because there was not interest. I am here to tell you, if you are going to a retreat or something cross-stitchy and a Textured Treasure class is offered, yes, it's going to be pricey. It is probably worth the money. I know it's worth the money because this kit was pricey, but it was worth the money. So I wanted it, and I hemmed and hawed about it, and I inquired about how much it was, and hemmed and hawed a little bit, and Joe said, just get it.
No. You didn't hem and haw. You're like, I really want this, but it's so much money. I'm like, fine, it's your Christmas present.
So this was my Christmas present.
Because, little trick, ladies, if you want to pause this to give your significant other a not-so-subtle hint, you can back up the video at this point and let him know. Because guess what? Guys, easiest way of getting your girl to get something that she wants, but she's like, I don't know if I want to spend the money, just buy it as a present and give it to them. Don't matter how much it costs. If you can afford it, and you get it for them, one, they'll be happy as a clam. And two, they'll get what they want and they won't feel bad about it.
Well, there's that.
That simple.
Yes. So, without further ado, this has been hiding in the basement since I purchased it in October, November-ish. It is Quaker Ball. Yes. You finish it into a ball. There's pictures in here of all of the panels, but I'm not going to lie. Showing them is a little challenging because they're with the instructions for how to do it. This is probably about the best picture I can give you, and I know it's kind of small. And then there's these guys. So you do squares, pentagons, and hexagons. And you do it on purple and green fabric.
Octagon.
This is the instruction booklet. Okay? This is the instruction booklet. There are detailed instructions on how to do every stitch on every, on the squares, on all the squares.
It has a grid pattern display with numbers showing you the steps for every single specialty stitch.
You know, the octagons and the hexagons. And then there are detailed instructions on how to put it together. You got your two fabrics. They're even weaves. This camera is not doing this green justice. Let me tell you. It's a gorgeous, like, light minty green. DMC regular and pearl cottons. There are sulkies. The two big spools are variegated and the three small spools are not. And I know it's kind of hard to see. There we go, that's a little bit better. The plastic is shiny. Taking it all out would be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Plus beads. There are beads for it. Lots of beads. And you get needles, John James needles, beading needle. But wait! There's more. You also get what you need for finishing. So you get the fill for finishing. You get, this here is the interfacing, the heat and bond interfacing for the backing of all the projects. And she includes the little sewing clips, like those little hingy clips, the quilting clips that everybody loves. These are fabulous for sewing. She includes a packet of them to help you FFO them, because that's how she does it, and those were in her instructions.
There's a reason this costs this much money.
So there is a reason it cost me a pretty penny, but I'm in love.
And also, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound weird coming from me. With everything you got, including the level of instructions you got, it probably should have cost more.
Well, it did, but because she kind of basically had these kits sitting around and wasn't going to use them, she did offer them on sale. And shipping from Canada. She has a pile of other... I'll link Textured Treasures web. I'll try to remember to link Textured Treasures website. She does all kinds of canvas, needlework, needlepoint projects, kits. I'm probably going to buy a few more after I finish this, or while I'm still working on this. She actually has this really cool set. She's been releasing.
You're not allowed to get anything until April.
Okay, she has this really cool set she's been releasing for the last year or two. It is their little cards. They're probably about this big, maybe a little bigger, of the different types of stitches she uses. And I think she calls it a needlework library or something like that. I want those. But there's a lot of them. So that's going to be one of those we buy a little over time. I can't say this enough. I think, and her customer service was just fabulous. I contacted her and asked her what exactly the cost would be, with the discount and shipping, and I said, okay, let me think this over. She was very understanding about that. She made sure I got my invoice and all of that. So,
can we tell somebody was excited about this?
I am starting that for the first cross-stitch week, 24 hours of cross-stitch weekend this year, which is in January. I believe it's the 19th, the 20th, and 21st.
How the frick would you count that? Because a lot of that isn't cross-stitch.
So you count specialty stitches by counting the legs. So a cross-stitch, that's one stitch. A back stitch, you are only doing like one leg, so that's half a stitch. So specialty stitches count like that. You take the number of legs and divide it by 2.
What happens when the back stitch is like over 4 squares?
It still counts as 1.
But even if it's 4 squares long.
Yes.
Eh?
It just makes it simpler. A lot of people don't like it. But the truth is, you're only doing like one leg. So, it just makes it simpler. So that's plans. That's haul. We did whips. I think we're done for the day.
No announcements?
I have no announcements.
Hey, y'all, buy stuff from her shop.
Yep. Hey, y'all, buy stuff from me, please.
Spiel time?
Please do our spiel.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy-me-bobby, the whole YouTube thingy-me-bob.
Thank you all so much. Again, thank you for spending last year with us and all of the other years you have spent with us if you're a long-time viewer. If you just joined us this year, if you just joined us in 2023, we are so happy to have you. We certainly hope you stick around. The squirrel train and the enjoyment shall continue.
Yeah, we don't do stops. We just kind of have a net and tell people to jump on, and when they ask to get off, we look at them and laugh.
Basically. We hope you have a good time with us. We really do. And we will see you next week.
Bye! Bye.